All right, Shanna, if you walked up to a random person on the street and told them that you found a legal account that lets you avoid taxes when you put money in, avoid taxes while that money grows, and avoid taxes when you take the money out to spend it, they would probably think that you were pulling their leg.
Well, yeah, they'd think I was crazy. They'd say, that sounds completely made up, Shanna. You don't know what you're talking about. So we are so used to the idea that Uncle Sam's going to take a piece of our money at some point along the line. If it's a traditional retirement account, you pay taxes later. If it's a post-tax account, you pay taxes now.
But in the world of financial planning, there actually is a tool that hits all three of those tax wins simultaneously. It's what the industry calls the triple tax advantage, and it comes in the form of a health savings account, or HSA.
And it really is one of the most powerful wealth building tools available. Yet a really big number of people look at an HSA as just a basic workplace medical account. They lump it all together with a flexible savings account, or FSA, and they assume it's just a boring chore to help pay for doctor visits or prescriptions.
And by doing that, they completely miss out on a secret retirement superpower. Today, we're going to tear down the walls on these two accounts. We're going to explain exactly how HSAs and FSAs break down the major differences between them and show you how to use these tax-free edges to protect your health and your wealth simultaneously. Welcome back to Making Sense of Your Sense. I'm Daniel Hill.
And I'm Shanna Browning, and today we're going to continue through Phase 11, which is our Family and Education series, and we're exploring a massive workplace perk, HSA and FSA, the tax-free healthcare edge. We're going to break down this unique tax benefits of these accounts, navigating the strict rules that they have on how to use them, and revealing why an HSA can actually serve as a secret weapon for your long-term retirement goals. Let's get right into those mechanics.
And Shanna, let's unpack the big definition right up front. The triple tax advantage. For someone utilizing a health savings account, how do these three distinct layers of tax protection actually work in their favor?
I mean, honestly, Daniel, it's really a beautiful setup. So let's look at layer number one, your contributions. When you put money into an HSA directly from your paycheck at work, that money is deducted on a pre-tax basis. Just like we talked about with paychecks back in episode 39, this means that money lowers your taxable income for the year, saving you money on your current tax bill.
Which is perfect. So you save on the way in. What's layer number two?
Layer number two is growth. So once your money is sitting inside that HSA balance that you're taking from your paycheck, you're putting it into your HSA balance, and any interest it earns or any growth it achieves through investment options is 100% tax-free. The government cannot touch a single penny of your gains as long as that money remains in that account.
Which means your balance compounds much faster because you aren't losing a portion of your growth to taxes every year. Now, that brings us to the final and third layer.
So layer number three is the withdrawal. So when you take money out of the HSA to pay for a qualified medical expense, a doctor's copay, dental work, vision care, or prescriptions, that withdrawal is completely tax-free. You paid no tax when you put it in, no tax while it grew, and no tax when you spent it. There is literally no other account in existence that offers that path.
And I think it's very important at this point to mention what you said when you first started talking about that, is that it is a qualified medical expense. It has to meet certain requirements in order to qualify and in order for you to use your HSA to purchase or pay for it.
100% right.
But it really is a massive financial advantage because you get to access that triple tax win. But there is another catch, as there always is.
There always is.
You can't just open an HSA whenever you want. You have to be enrolled in a specific type of health insurance plan. And Shanna, what is that type of insurance plan?
So I have an HSA. And so in order to qualify for an HSA, you've got to enroll in the insurance piece of a high deductible health plan, or HDHP, high deductible health plan. These are insurance plans where you pay lower monthly premiums, but you agree to pay a larger amount out of your own pocket for medical care before your insurance coverage kicks in for the year. So the HSA piece of that is designed to be the exact tool that holds the cash you'll need to cover the initial out-of-pocket gap safely.
Now, this is where a lot of people get incredibly confused during their company's open enrollment season. They see two acronyms that look almost identical on their benefit paperwork, HSA and FSA. Let's clear up some of that confusion. What is a flexible spending account, or FSA, and how does it differ from an HSA?
So let's be honest. I mean, it really is the number one source of workplace benefit confusion. So an FSA is also a pre-tax account that helps you pay for medical costs, but it has a completely different structural piece to it. The biggest difference is the ownership of the funds. So with an FSA, you are facing a strict use it or lose it rule every single year.
Wow, and that rule causes a lot of anxiety for families. Explain to us how that clock ticks down.
So when you sign up for a medical FSA, you decide in advance how much money you want to contribute for the upcoming year. So let's say, for easy terms, $2,000. That full amount is available to use on day one of the new year. But you must spend every single dollar of that balance before the calendar year ends. So if December 31st arrives and you still have $500 sitting in your FSA, that money's gone if you've not used it. It goes right back to your employer and you lose it forever.
Which is a stark contrast to an HSA. With a health savings account, that money belongs to you completely. Like a standard bank account, there's no expiration date.
None, Daniel. Not any expiration date. And a health savings account, an HSA, rolls over completely from year to year. If you don't spend a single dollar of your HSA this year, that balance stays right there, grows through those investments, and remains yours forever. Even if you change jobs, leave the company, or retire, that HSA wallet moves with you. It is a permanent asset.
So if you are someone who likes to plan ahead and build a long-term cushion, the HSA is built just for you. If you have an FSA and you really have to be a lot more tactical. You want to accurately forecast your predictable medical needs for the upcoming year, like planned surgeries, ongoing prescriptions, or braces, so you don't over-contribute and fall into that lose-it trap.
You are spot on. The FSA is a great short-term spending tool for known expenses, but the HSA is really a long-term wealth builder. Knowing which clock you are playing against is really the most important step in choosing your workplace pathway.
Hey everyone, Daniel here, stepping in for just a quick second. When we started making sense of your sense, we had one simple goal: to take the confusion out of everyday finances. We believe that financial education shouldn't be locked behind fancy jargon or expensive consultants. It should be practical, accessible, and easy to understand for everyone. If you've learned something valuable from our show, maybe a tip that saved you a few bucks or a concept that, just finally clicked, do us a huge favor and share that episode with a friend or family member. True wealth is built when we all learn and grow together. Thanks for being a part of this community. Now, let's get back to the show. Now, let's dive into the absolute best part of a health savings account, which is the secret retirement superpower. Most people use an HSA as a simple transaction account. They put $50 in, go to the pharmacy, and spend $50 right away. But if you handle it strategically, how can an HSA turn into a massive retirement shield?
Well, and we like to be strategic around here. So that's the first thing right there. So the secret is that you don't have to spend the money right away. If you can afford to pay for your everyday doctor visits and prescriptions out of your regular household checking account, you can let that HSA cash just sit there untouched for 20, 30, even longer years, depending on how long.
And because most modern HSA accounts allow you to invest your balance into mutual funds or index funds, once you cross a certain baseline amount, that money can grow exponentially over your career completely tax-free.
Exactly. Tax-free. So you're essentially turning your HSA into a second retirement plan, along with your traditional 401k or IRA. And here's the kicker. Healthcare is routinely one of the largest expenses for retirees. So imagine getting into your 60s or 70s with a dedicated pool of $100,000 or more that is completely tax-free to use for your retirement medical bills.
That takes a massive burden off your lifestyle budget. But what happens if you stay incredibly healthy and don't need all that money for medical bills when you retire? Does that money get stuck?
Nope. Daniel, this is the ultimate safety net feature of this. Once you return age 65, the strict medical penalty rules for the HSA completely goes away. It's just gone. And at that milestone, you can withdraw money from your HSA for any reason at all, whether it's to buy a camper, travel the world, or pay for groceries. The only pay normal income tax on the withdrawal is exactly like a traditional 401k account.
Wow. So if you use it for medical care in retirement, it's completely tax-free. If you use it for anything else after age 65, it acts like a standard retirement plan. It's a true win-win scenario, and it gives you unmatched flexibility as you age.
I mean, Daniel, it's the ultimate financial Swiss Army knife if you think about it. When you reframe your HSA from a medical checkbook into a long-term investment vehicle, it completely changes your retirement timeline for the better. So Daniel, as you know, we talk about things and it kind of just gets conversation starting. And so we get general financial planning questions from our community because people want to maximize their workplace perks without making really any costly mistake. So let's tackle a couple of those tactical questions and figure out how to track and submit your medical expenses.
And this is a big hurdle for people. They wonder, if I'm using my HSA correctly, do I need to send my medical receipts to the bank or the IRS every time I buy a bottle of aspirin or visit the dentist?
I mean, it's a great question. It's a simple question, but it's a great question. And the answer is no. You do not submit your receipts to the bank or the government during the year. When you use your HSA debit card at the checkout counter, the transaction runs so smoothly. However, you are entirely responsible for keeping those receipts in your personal records in case the IRS ever audits your tax return in the future.
You have to be your own record keeper. If you can't prove that a $200 withdrawal from 3 years ago went to a legitimate medical provider, you could face a tax penalty.
And you can. And I mean, it's with anything else, right? Any other kind of expense.
Right.
So it's a great everyday strategy to create a digital folder on your computer or your cloud drive, snap a quick picture of every medical receipt with your phone, and toss it in the folder labeled by the year. It keeps your counters clean and ensures your documentation is completely locked down if you ever need it.
Now, Shanna, I think I'm rubbing off on you because that sounds exactly like something I would say to do. It's incredibly simple, highly effective. So what's another common scenario? It's the contribution limits. The government sets a hard cap on how much cash you can put into an HSA calendar each year, right?
Yes, that's correct. They do. So about every year, the IRS will update these limits annually for both individual insurance and full family plans. So if you're fortunate enough to have an employer who contributes money to your HSA as a workplace bonus, keep in mind that their contribution counts toward that annual total amount. So make sure you adjust your personal payroll percentages so that the combined total stays right at or below the legal line to avoid any unnecessary paperwork for fixes at tax time. So just make sure you know what that limit is each year. It just depends. I mean, the one president may not set it one way, but the next president comes in and may set it like annually, right? So just make sure you know what those contributions are.
Such great information. And as we do every week, great information comes with an essential tool that you can take with you. So let's give our listeners their clear objective, their actionable tip for this week.
All right, here it is, friends. Your actionable tip for the week is your eligibility check. Verify if your health plan allows for an HSA contribution.
Sometime before this Friday afternoon, log into your company's human resource portal or grab your official health insurance card. Take a close look at those details on your plan and see if it is explicitly labeled as an HSA eligible, high deductible health plan.
And if you find out as you're looking through that your plan does qualify for that and you aren't currently contributing to an HSA and that's something you want to look at doing, contact your benefits representative this week to open an account and start automating a comfortable contribution directly from your paycheck. Even starting with $20 or $30 a month will just activate that triple tax advantage that we talked about earlier and really start building a protective cushion for you and your family's future. And so, Daniel, taking time to understand our workplace benefits is really such a massive part of building long-term security. It turns a standard line item into a real building block goal for our future.
Absolutely, Shanna. When you map out your tools and use them intentionally, you stop playing defense with your money and start playing offense. It puts you firmly in control of the dashboard.
I mean, y'all know we really love being a part of your weekly routine. We say that all the time, but we really do. So take a close look at your workplace benefit options over the next few days. Take some time out of your day and see if you can put that unique tax advantage to work for you and your family.
Absolutely. And next week, we're moving into a topic that hits close to home for so many people in our area. Buying land. What to know before you build. We're going to explore the unique world of land loans, look at why utility hookup costs can catch you by surprise, and show you how to map out a safe construction path. Have a great week, and until next Tuesday, go out and make some sense of your sense.